risky.
Risky. Hey, I'm sorry. I must be thinking I need a drink. Miss Risky. She's back again. She's back again with us. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Um, y'all can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, uh,
Instagram.
Insta. Well, not quite Instagram yet, but
Uh,
we getting there. I'm gonna
uh,
start broadcasting live on Instagram too while we're doing the show live. Um, but definitely follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and there's one I'm forgetting. Golly, I don't know. I had that itis right now. I had that itis.
Not
Went
the
to
itis.
yes, went to uh two neighbors' chicken. Lord have mercy.
Never even heard of it.
Oh, it's good. It's worth the drive. It's over in DeSoto. It's worth it.
That's in my sister's neck of the woods.
It's worth it. Tell her go over there, 324 East Beltline, Suite 102, I believe. I'm not quite sure. But on tonight's show, you seen the title. Should we or should we not wear a mask? I want to know y'all opinion. You can chat live with us right now. Um, Periscope. That's what it is. Facebook,
Oh,
YouTube.
because I don't use that one.
Yeah, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. You can chat live with us during the broadcast. But if you in Texas, we know that Texas had the highest record of new cases today. It was actually 55,000 new cases in Texas. In Dallas alone, 708 new cases just in Dallas County alone today. And they forecasting for over 1,000 for tomorrow. 1,000 plus for tomorrow, new cases. So the question is, should we wear a mask or not? I want to know your opinion.
Yeah, like we should wear a mask. We should actually be shut down. Like we should have shut down for at least 2 months to ride this out instead of trying to open up businesses. I mean, that's what the problem is because nobody's really seeing that this is how severe this is. Like people are dying and getting infected, and then it's like they keep adding on these new symptoms and how you can contract it. It's like, what is this thing? It's like an airborne virus. Like I watched that movie. Like it doesn't fare well for us. Stay in the house.
Well, I'm like this. Ever since it started, when we first heard about it, I started wearing a mask. And when I went out to some local places before it got too bad, I wore gloves. When I went out to play poker, I wore a mask and glove. I didn't take a chance because I know those folks I play with. But and I still wear my mask,
Hmm.
no matter what. I'm gonna protect myself at all costs.
Right.
So should you wear a mask or not? I feel like
Yeah, if you're gonna go out.
we should. Um, one of the problems I'm having, our governor Greg Abbott, he's signing more and more Trumpish. Um, he changes orders every day. He don't know if he's coming or going, and he changed it to benefit to please a certain group of people. To please a certain group of people,
Right.
because the problem I have with it, I've seen the videos, people saying that, oh, it's not mandatory we wear a mask, it's either 6 feet or wear a mask and all of this. You have to understand, wearing a mask is not the end of the world. It's helping you to stay safe and it helping the people around you to be safe. It was an incident on the news last night over in Fort Worth where this lady got upset because the cashier refused to cash her out. because she didn't have on a mask. Well, they made it mandatory. All the business need to have a mask. Uh, need to post that asking the customer to wear a mask while they in there, and the employees have to wear a mask. So why the customer shouldn't have to wear it?
Exactly.
I'm like this. You going into a business, it's your money, it's your choice. But it's also that business choice. Just like they have no shoes, no shirt, no service. Well, they need to change it to no shoes, no shirt, no mask, no service.
Right.
You coming in, and it's an issue. One of the low convenience stores up here, around the corner from my house, we actually went up there and I went up there and had to pick up some wall spray, some hot shot, because I was in the backyard and seen a couple of nests. So I'm like, all right.
Mm.
So I had to go up there and get some. And one customer come in, she didn't have a mask on. The employee didn't say nothing. But then realized an employee didn't have one on. And I'm like, y'all not enforcing it? What's going on? He was like, well, I want to enforce it, but the manager choose not to.
Right.
So I said, okay. At that point, if you're not going to enforce it, I'm not going to spend money with you. I don't care what type of business you are. If you don't care enough about my life, I would not spend money with you. That's my opinion. I
Right.
don't know how you feel, but
Like, I don't
that's my
care if they don't wear a mask or not. I'm gonna wear mine. And like, I went and got my toes done. This is the first time I actually got my toes done since this pandemic. And half, like, like everybody had masks on, the workers had masks, but there were a lot of patrons who wore them like chin guards. I don't understand that. Like, either wear your mask or don't, but don't wear them below your nose. Like, I don't even understand what that's protecting. Like, you breathing in the COVID.
and that's another problem I see. Most people that wear their mask, they're not wearing it properly. Um, most of them will have it below their nose, and I'm like, hey, it's not gonna protect you if you don't have it covering your nose and mouth.
Exactly.
But here it is, they just wear it. Matter of fact, I'll show you how it be below my nose. Um,
Just ridiculous.
they have it basically
Right,
down here.
right,
That's not protecting anything.
right.
So it's you really have to wear it above, over your nose, over your mouth, and try not to touch your eyes or anything unless you have clean hands. And all of these opinion right here is our opinion. We want to know how you feel. You could chat with us live. Tell us how you feel about it. But I just see so many people doing half the things. I've been to places. Um, they may have gloves on. They may have mask on, but they touching stuff, touching their face, touching their hair. I'm like, no, that defeat the purpose. Um, so I don't go to too many places, not unless I have to. If it's one of those choices, I don't have a choice but to do it. But I will go in. But other than that, no. I
Yeah.
do all I do all my cooking at home. We do support small business and certain ones. Like today we was out, went and voted. Dallas County, early voting is going on, so definitely, well, actually Texas, not just Dallas County, but early voting is going on, so definitely go out and take advantage to vote.
And how
To
did the
vote.
people look in the lines? Were they adhering to the
Oh yeah,
mask?
oh
Okay.
yeah. It was real quick and easy. Um, you come in. Welcome to the show, Zone Queer Jovan. I hope I said that right. Hey y'all, that's what she said. That's not your. Is that your sister?
Joniqua or Jovan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's my sister.
That,
Hey, sister.
she looked different from last night. But welcome to the show. Thank you for tuning in. Share, do a watch party. Let your friends know. Um, she talking about yes. I don't know if you can see
Yeah.
them or not.
Yeah, I'm on the
Oh,
page.
okay. But she was but either way, when we went to go vote, it was real quick and easy. We came in, they had us wait 6 feet apart. But as soon as you walk in at this particular location, Friendship West Baptist Church, with the greatest pastor, Pastor Frederick D. Haynes III, um, when we come in, they had hand sanitizer there. Um, and they tell you clean your hand with the hand sanitizer. You go up to that call you to the table, um, give you a little pen for you can sign your name and all of that. Pick your ballot, put it in the machine and everything, and so it was really quick. Um, so it's the runoff. So I think it took us less than 2 minutes to vote, if that long.
Yeah,
Once we got
it's
signed
very
in,
efficient.
so definitely take advantage. Go vote, and um, we're even in a pandemic. It's best to do it now. We've seen other states have problems where they closing down polling places, having problems with the machine. Do it now. Why? It's not that busy. Go in. After we went in, it was probably 10 people came behind us. So I was like, oh, that's good. So definitely get out and vote. But tonight, we're really concerned about this COVID-19 numbers keep going up. Um, it's a scary sight. I'm like you, Risky. We should shut down. We never should open up too soon. I've said that in the past on past shows. I understand for small business, it could cause a problem for them
Right.
because unfortunately, a lot of our small business, black owned, minority owned business, they did not get that relief they need
Yeah.
to survive during that time. So yes, it's definitely put a strain on those business on a household, and that's why I try to support them now. And a lot of them have actually said um, they've been receiving more support now, which is good.
Right.
But also, I'm the type of person I'm gonna still hold you accountable, regardless of who your owner is or anything like that, because we're supporting you. We still should be treated with respect and be able to get great service just like anyone else. So
Right.
definitely um, support a small minority-owned business, and because I'm telling you, I'm sleepy tonight. I'm sleepy because I said, okay, we'll get this chicken sandwich for lunch, and we went by another restaurant and picked up some food. I'm like, okay, I guess this is gonna have to be lunch tomorrow because once I eat that chicken sandwich,
It's a wrap.
that was lunch and dinner. So, uh, Joe so check it out. Two neighbors, um, two neighbors hot chicken. It's at 324 East Beltline. I believe it's Suite 102. It's on the inside of the shopping center, so check them out. It's great. Um, Good flavor. So, and then I realized the owner, I didn't even know he owned it, but kind of find out we used to work out at well, not work out. Um, used to serve the VIPs at the church. He's a chef. Him and his wife will come out there and cook for the VIPs. At Friendship West, we have a homeless ministry, which we call our VIPs. And him and his wife will come out there every Sunday and serve for them. And I used to go in there and serve with them. So I felt really good knowing I'm supporting him because I know the brother, great guy, don't mind serving. So definitely go out and support him. But um, let's talk about this coronavirus. I think I keep going back, but I really feel like we never should open up that quick, that soon. He didn't. Governor Greg Abbott did not do the things he said he was going to do. But then he got caught with his britches down when he was talking about the salon owner, where he changed his
Right.
executive order to please her.
Exactly.
And now, even in the new orders that he made today, he's saying that no person should be arrested for it. The first time it's a warning. Second time you could get a fine up to $250.
Right.
And he also said certain stipulation that people been crying all the time about. And you probably seen the video of some Karens going in, talking about they have medical condition, they cannot wear a mask. But that's an escape route, because what's going to happen, we're going to have more and more people talking about, oh, I can't wear a mask, I have
Right.
a medical condition.
Right.
Like the woman I seen at Dollar General, that's one of the things she said to the work, I have a medical condition. Oh, I didn't want to say their name, but
Right.
but he said, she basically said she have a medical condition, she can wear it. And I was like, okay, let me get my hot shot and get up out of here. But um, so the thing is, it's just people are gonna use that for an excuse. I don't know. Tell me your opinion of it. And
Well, people use any kind of excuse to get out of doing something that's regulated or, just proposed, because we're all selfish individuals. And it's like, well, if they're doing it, why should I? And that's that mentality that's going around now. And they're going to be the first ones to get infected. So I'm just like, you know what? Don't be trying to do a GoFundMe when you get sick and can't afford to take care of yourself. Like, that's you did this and you could have protected yourself. So suck it up. But in the meantime, just protect yourself and protect others.
and
Simple as that.
that's crazy how you say it. Um, People would get affected because I I don't know if I sent the link to you, but it's some kids, I believe in Alabama. They was taking building a pot. Everybody put money into a pot, and whoever got coronavirus first,
Oh, yeah,
that's who won the pot. And I'm like, don't you know you may not survive it?
exactly.
It's not a cure for it.
Exactly.
So that's the type of stuff we're having to deal with. That's because our leaders are not serious about this and giving out a fair warning that, hey, y'all need to wear a mask, you need to sit down, you need to do this, do that. And um Joqua says she's seen the story too.
Joniqua.
Joniqua. Joniqua.
Jaquan.
Hey, she,
Jonakaya.
she might have some harsh words for me later.
She can find you now.
Exactly. Don't be hitting me in my DM.
Nah. No, she'll
Um,
just track you and look you up, see if you got warrants.
oh, I'm clean. I'm squeaky clean. I'm good. She laughing. But but the thing is, people don't take this serious enough where this is this is not a game. You have one life. This is not like a video game. You lose all your lives and you reset it. This is not it.
It is not.
You have one life. Once it's over, you're gone.
Well, and then the mentality, like even when it happened during spring break, the kids were like, listen, we worked hard. If we get it, we get it, but we're here to party. And that mentality carries over. Like, these are the same individuals that are like, say la vie. If I get it, I get it. But they don't understand this is a serious virus going around. Like, there's not
Exactly.
even a treatment for it. Like you can't just take some vitamin C and hope for the best. Like
Exactly.
no, that's
And
not how
then
it works.
with Governor Greg Abbott, um, he's insisting to open up schools. And I'm like, that's not a good. I understand the kids do need their education,
All right,
but enforcing them to go back to school. Now they did give the parents options, either
right,
homeschool or they go back to school. But I just think we just need to sit down for a while and if everybody do their part, it will be better in the long run.
right,
Trust me. I wanna go out do stuff. I wanna go hang out with my crew, but I'm unable to do that.
right,
And my crew understand that because um, we talk, but it's not the same. We can't go and hang out and cook out like we used to.
right,
So it's like, hey, I don't know about you, but I'm a hugger. And me and my crew, we like to greet each other with a hug. The fellas shaking hands, hug. You know that soul brother
right.
hug and stuff. So, but we can't do that. And some of them I haven't seen since all of this started. Yeah, we have chat rooms we go on and stuff like that, but still,
Right,
we have to be safe.
right.
We have
But
to do
then
it.
going back to the kids going to school, like yeah, maybe the older kids because at least they're aware and they can, they can take precautions. They're aware. But like the kindergartners, they are not going to be wearing their masks. They're not going to be uh, putting hand sanitizer on their hands. They're going to be touching everything, touching people, licking things. Like, because there's not enough monitoring, not enough teachers to monitor their actions and to keep watch over them.
Exactly. And I think if our leaders took it serious enough, instead of making jokes about it, talking about I'm not wearing a mask, and
Right.
then the fool said, "Oh, I think I look good in a mask."
I
What
like
the
Zorro. I was like, Zorro had a eye mask.
hell? I'm like, what? So he already looked like a raccoon without a mask, but that's just my opinion. but um, so with that being said, if he took this thing serious from the beginning, I think we will have a better response from everybody.
Right.
We will have,
Exactly.
and the problem is, he take it as a joke. Now all his followers are considering this all fake. It's not real.
Yeah. Lead by example.
and and we have a comment. Uh, oh, that's real small. I think homeschooling is a wonderful option. However, some of the parents need to be homeschooled before they can homeschool their kids.
Hmm.
Mm-mm,
They
mm-mm.
all need to be in the class together.
Exactly, exactly. So it's definitely, um, I think homeschooling would be great. I seen a story earlier where a lot of parents are looking for tutors to help with homeschooling. That would be a better option because from what I've seen, the way that our leaders are taking this virus, I don't think it's going to be good, because when you go out to places, you see some of our young folks half wearing their mask, and that's how they're going to be in school.
Yeah.
Now, I seen a news clip from China, and they had all the kids in the classroom. Every one of them had a mask on. They wasn't, and they was paying attention.
hmm They
So
also cleaned them and had hand sanitizer before they even entered the building. Like,
exactly,
we don't even think that far. Like, they're so ahead of us. Like, they've been wearing masks. Like, that's like another day for them.
exactly, and our leader, um, from the top down. I'm not gonna say all of them, because Kumo up in New York, that brother, he took a stand. He said, "No, we ain't doing this. We shutting down, regardless of what Trump say. We're gonna stay on lockdown,
hmm
and we need a governor like that." So Clay James,
Right.
you have my vote. Um, but I I just feel like people really need to take this serious enough to say, you know what, let's do it. We see all the videos with Karens and all of this coming out the woodwork, talking about they don't want to wear a mask. It was an incident at Fiesta last week.
hmm
Lady got upset because they refused to cash her out because she didn't have a mask on. She started throwing the grocery and started talking about she had medical issues and stuff like that. Well, first of all, the doctors all have advised, if you have a medical issue, stay home.
Exactly.
Stay home. Now, eh, in this day and time, we have service that can actually pick your groceries up for you and bring them to you.
Yeah, I use that all the time.
So there you go.
Or you can just do curbside pickup. Pop your
Exactly.
trunk open and keep it moving.
That's all you have to do. You don't have to get out. You don't have to get out. And I think some people just, they want they 2 minutes of fame, and that's it. And the Karens are getting very out of control.
And did you see the older lady? She like sat down in the middle of like where the checkouts and the entrance because she didn't want to put her mask on. And I was like a gray-haired woman. Like, really? And they kept asking if she needed help to get up and then move her to like where the people wouldn't trample her. And she just sat there.
Now, now somebody need to go and get their grandma.
Yeah.
Tell her,
I was
come
like,
on
come on, get
home,
Mimo.
come on home, because
Now
it's
she knows she's
definitely
not
getting
supposed to be
out
at
of control.
Costco.
Exactly. So I I don't understand it. I may never understand it, but I think I seen one of the greatest posts earlier this week, and I reposted it. It said, "Y'all complaining about wearing masks, but your ancestors had no problem
Right.
with doing it." And there was like a parade at the clans walking
hmm
down the street. So only different is now we still have them among us. A lot of them just have taken off their their hoods and
hmm
basically put on uniforms. Or some want to put on uniform. But and speaking of that, um, the video I sent you earlier about, where was it, up in Michigan, I believe. Um, the young lady, it was a
Let me see.
problem at at Chipotle. Yeah, Michigan, Auburn Hill, Michigan. Um, a 15-year-old was going into Chipotle. A Karen was coming out, and she bumped into the 15-year-old. So the 15-year-old said, "Excuse you," and she notified her mother what was going on. And the 15-year-old started recording, and Karen was like, "Well, she bumped into me." No, she held the door open. You bumped into her, and you said she was in your space. Whatever the case was,
Right.
the Karens are getting out of hand, and I think they kind of know who to do it with and who
Hmm.
not to do it with.
Right.
Because basically, what happened to man that was with Karen, um, he actually um, said some harsh word to the sister. And if it's an issue between two ladies, let them handle it. As a
Right.
man, don't get involved. You let
Right.
them handle it, but keep the peace. But they get in a car. The sister was walking back to her car, and as she was going behind the car, the guy started backing up and almost hit her. So of course she gonna make it known she's there. And new model cars today have backup cameras,
Exactly.
and it normally have some type of alarm to let you
Censor.
know you're about to hit something.
Hmm.
So she hit on the window saying, "Hey, don't run over me." Karen get out the car and draw her pistol, and from that point, she had the sister at gunpoint. And I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me!"
Right.
She's at gunpoint, and this went on for like a minute or two, and she ended up leaving
After
without
she threatened to call the cops on them for being aggressive.
exactly. So once she left, she ended up. They gave the police the license plate number. She ended up getting called arrested, which she should have.
Right.
I haven't heard what type of job she do, but she should be fired too, uh,
Exactly.
because we have to take a stand for racism, regardless of who it's coming from. Um, we definitely have to do it. So these are all my opinion, but I want to know what y'all think about it. Um, and how do y'all feel about it? You can chat with us live on the video. We can also follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, whichever platform you own. And soon, I think next week I might try to do it on Instagram. I think it's a limit on how long you can do it on Instagram. So I think I'm gonna start doing it on Instagram next week also. But tell me how y'all feel about some of the stories that we have. Um, we was speaking of Karen and guns. Last month was the highest number. 3.9 million background checks was done for guns to for people can purchase guns. Said that's the highest since they first created the system in November of 1998. 3.9 millions in a month of
It's gonna be
January.
the OK Corral real soon.
Exactly. We finna go back to the gun smoke day.
I'm just gonna stay in my apartment,
So
collecting my groceries at the door.
well, say just put it at the door and walk off.
Yeah. Yeah, just knock 2 times and walk away.
That's all you do. But um, so that's just kind of curious how some of the Karens are. Have you seen any Karens stories that caught your eye?
Just an old lady sitting at the in the middle of the aisle at Costco. And that was this morning. I was like, "Really?" So the Karens come in all
Oh
ages.
yeah,
Yeah, like they know no bounds. Like they're just o out of control.
and they don't care if they're being filmed either.
Oh, they don't. They don't, not 'cause in their minds, they're right,
Exactly. I see.
and there's no consequences for their actions.
Well, I know one state did it, but I think all states because actually it is. And
Well,
if it's
yeah,
any police officers that is on the chat, please let us know because we don't want to give out false information. But some of the
'cause filing a false report, I
exactly,
think you'll get something, but I don't think too many people I don't think it's really enforced because they keep doing it.
Exactly. And they need to be held accountable. They definitely need to be held accountable, because if you are calling the police department and making a false report and nothing is held. Now I seen this video this morning, which was crazy. Um, this lady, this happened in L.A., which we have some people from L.A. that is normally listening to the show. This happened at a casino up in L.A. This Karen came up, and this guy, she described him as Asian or whatever, but um, she came up, called the police, and all of this. She was drunk, and she was talking about he's attacking me. He bit. Now the operator is asking, "Do you need medical attention?" Yes, he bit me. He's attacking me right now. While she's on the speaker, and the
Right,
guy like, "You're lying."
right.
Now she unflapped the foam out the guy's hand several times, and I'm like, really? So, but if I'm not mistaken, I think at the end of the story, he did put her name in her Facebook name, and I think she got fired from her job or
Mm.
something. But what
Yeah, at
she said
least there's
happened.
that. Like if they're doing wrong, at least the companies are getting involved because at this point, companies will fire you for anything. They just need a reason because they,
E-
they don't want to spend that extra money. They're like, you know what, we didn't like her anyway.
Exactly. So it's crazy how many reports that are coming out with that, and a lot of it all start from either people not wearing a mask in public, or some people just racist.
Yeah,
And
people are going stir crazy and have
exactly,
lost their minds.
that's that's kind of like uh, one person that was affected that had been treated for the COVID-19 was Herman Cain after attending a Trump rally. Now I was like, Herman Cain, I ain't heard that name in a long time. I was like, man, he went up on a rock after
Like,
that
who that
scandal.
man?
Exactly, he went up on a rock after that scandal came out about him. But I'm like, hey, I don't know, but that's Herman Cain. But hey, we want to. This is all our opinion. Whatever you want to talk about, if it's something you want to talk about tonight, put it in the chat. We will change gears because this is a platform to talk about what the people want, and you are the people. So, what other stories caught your eye this week, Risky?
Well, the Florida sheriff.
Oh
Um,
Lord.
yeah, potentially deputizing gun owners if protesters get out of line.
Mm.
It's like, what's going on in Florida that they're just like, you know what? If you have a gun, come out.
Well, with Florida, I never really liked Florida, not only because of the weather,
Hmm.
because Florida is one of those states. When I first started driving trucks, I went to Florida. I got soaking wet filling the truck up.
Hmm.
I go in to pay, come back out. It looked like it having rain outside, but I'm dripping wet. I said, "Oh no, I got to get from down here." But then you have these policemen, because we actually have a lot of stories that come out of Florida. The Trayvon Martin story. You
Like
all right?
all of a sudden, my Netflix started playing music. I was like,
You
what?
all right?
Like just these weird sounds. I was like, whoa, where'd that come
All
from?
right. That might be uh, somebody
It's the
listening
COVID. It's in the electronics, in the smart TVs.
I think we'll mention somebody name too many times, and Herman came. Herman came and came up
I know we said
like
it three
Candyman,
times.
like Candyman. He
He's
started
like,
talking
I
to you.
will get,
Y'all call me,
like, don't forget about me.
but no, but Florida, that doesn't surprise me at all, because
Yeah.
Florida is one of those um, They quick to say
They
right to
got to
birth.
stand your ground, and
Exactly.
it's
But that only
it's
worked.
like the fact that you're giving reason to just for every Yahoo with a gun to come out, and if they think someone is being unlawful, just to shoot them. And they're like, well, I was within my right. I'm a deputy now.
Yeah.
Like,
And that law only work for certain folks. So
hmm
don't get it twisted.
right.
If you are a person of color, a minority, it don't apply to you. The stand your ground rule. Because I've seen many stories over the last several years where unarmed black men getting killed. Um, a brother got shot at a convenience store because a young lady parked in a handicap and he felt like she didn't need to be there. And when the husband came out to defend his wife, this guy ended up shooting and killed the guy. Now he didn't touch the guy, he just asked what was going on. The guy turned around and shot him. And first thing he said, I felt threatened for my life. So
Right. That's all you need to say.
so the thing is, don't get it wrong. Now, kind of like the sister that had the abusive ex-husband who broke into her house. She fired a warning
A
shot,
warning shot.
and she was sentenced to what, 20 years in jail
20 years. Yeah.
for firing a warning shot. That's why I say, be careful. That laws don't work for everybody. And she was every
They
right
do
in her
not
house, every right to bust a cap
defend
in it.
her home and herself.
Exactly. So he broke into her home. It's a police file where he have abused her. She had a restraining order on him. So she had every right to defend herself, but she at least gave him the benefit of the doubt. She fired a warning shot, and she gets sentenced 20 years. But hey, that law don't work for everybody.
Right.
Now I did see one video right before we came on. Looked like it was at an airport or something. I don't know for sure, but a Miami-Dade police officer was fired. And looking at the video, him and his sister got into it, and she did approach him. He said she head butted him, but I didn't see it on the video.
Yeah, I didn't see a hit, but she did rush up on
She
him.
did get close up on him, and then he reached off, and I thought it turned into a Mike Tyson fight because he hit her hard, and when he hit her, I thought I heard glass or something break. So I don't know if she had glasses on or not, but he hit her hard, and I'm like, that little.
Yeah, I saw her spirit leave her body. I was like, what
But
was that?
yeah, it was jacked up. But if you cannot, as a police officer, and there was another one there. So she was definitely outnumbered. So she could have easily came up and say, "Hey, let's let's chill this." And if if she brushed up on him or whatever, go ahead and arrest her. But
Right.
hitting her like that, nah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah. He knocked her lights out.
Yeah,
But she seemed to take it like a champ, though. Like, I don't think this is her first time at the rodeo.
yeah, he hit her hard, and I was like, seemed like when he first hit her, she stood up like.
Like, he just hit me.
Then he rushed her down to the ground. But
Yeah.
it's never a good thing for any man to put his hand on a woman. It would take a lot for me to do it. So Karen, please don't try me.
Yeah, but sometimes these women like a good backhand with some baby powder.
See,
Like, keep talking.
no, it take a whole bunch because my mom told me when growing up, if she ever caught me and my brother ever hitting a woman, that'll be our last.
She'll pull out the baby powder.
That'll be our last day. So, and that scared me
Yeah.
back then. And I'm like, okay. So, I'm like, nope. I'm gonna either walk away, but if it's one of these Karens that is spitting on folks, coughing on folks,
Hmm. Yeah, because these women are out of control. Because sometimes it's like a, a a person, like a man or a woman, whatever, they can only take so
yeah,
much. Like you can walk away, but these people like just get all in your face, and I'm like, you know what? You just need to be backhand, like a good backhand slap. Get out my face. Like I tried to walk away, and you wouldn't let me.
I'm gonna
Like
I'm gonna try to do everything I can to keep that from happening.
right.
So if I can, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna I'm gonna try to walk away, diffuse it, move on, and the only way I would say I probably couldn't
Like if they had a
with
weapon, like oh no.
it depends on what type of weapon. If they have a stick or something, you know what? Long as my life not threatened, I'm
Right,
good.
right.
But you come up spitting, coughing on me,
Yeah,
that's that.
that's
That's
listen, that could kill you nowadays.
yeah, that's a whooping. Because I told my wife we just need to set aside a emergency bail for just in case. So, but
It's like I'd literally take off my belt, put them across my knee, and just whoop them. I was like, "This is what's wrong with you."
you should have been getting this all your life,
Hmm.
and roll up some newspaper, tear the ankles up.
Not the ankles.
Yeah, tear the ankles up.
Like, give me a switch.
Exactly.
Like my belt
Yeah.
has studs on it. I don't want
Woo,
to leave too many
woo,
marks.
woo. See, my mom, she had a belt, and we don't ever talk about what happened to that belt, and I'm still wondering myself because she had a belt. It was probably about try to turn it right,
Like 2 inches.
about that wide, and
Uh-huh.
it was a black leather belt. But
Right.
she had a nickname called Black
No, no.
Belt. Go get the belt. So I don't know what happened to that belt. I'm gonna have to ask my brother and my sisters whatever happened
Yeah,
to that belt.
mysteriously disappeared.
Yeah, I think when we were when I was about 15, 16, that belt came up missing. Not sure what happened to it.
Listen, that wouldn't have like losing a belt wouldn't have mattered. Like we had switches, whatever was handy. I got swatted with house shoes, switches, electrical cords,
Oh yeah, we got
and
our belt whooped.
my granny hit me with a butcher knife. I'm gonna report you, granny, because I think the statute of limitations still good. That's child abuse. Still got the mark on my thigh.
No, that back then that was not child abuse. That was called black love.
No,
Nick Mitchell, welcome to the show. He said, "Yeah, we should wear a mask." I agree with you. We should. We should definitely wear a mask. We need to protect ourselves at all time, no matter
protect
what.
yourself and your families because even if you're going out there, you have your mask. It could get on you because somebody didn't coughed and it's on your sleeve, and then you go home and hug your loved ones. Now it's in your house. Like
Ex-
you just
Exactly.
gotta do everything you can to protect you and your loved ones. Like if you don't care about anybody else, protect you and your loved ones.
Exactly. And I agree with you. Now we briefly talked about it. Um, Man, I don't know what's going on. Uh oh.
I still
Uh
have the
oh.
mark.
Uh oh. Granny did not hit you with a knife.
You
Quit
weren't
trying
there,
to get
sister.
Granny in trouble.
I was harassing brother. She got she came out of the kitchen. She was cooking something. I
I,
don't even
I
think she realized she had it in her hand. I was just harassed. Listen, I was a little special child. I was a little much. That ADD,
I
you
feel like
know.
she probably was in the kitchen.
Yeah, she was. And we were in the dining area, and I was harassing her brother, my favorite uncle. And I guess I was, insulting him or doing just I did so many things to that man, and then she came out and with that knife and swatted me. But it was just one time. She swatted me one time on the back of the thigh, and it left a little cut. No blood. It was but it left a scar.
enough. It
Yeah,
did it enough to
yeah,
make her say, "I don't
right.
want to do that no more."
Like enough to where I was like the she hit me with a knife.
Talking
But I
about,
had that mark on the back of my thigh. I
said, "Our granny
probably
is
still
always
got it.
mean."
She is gangster.
She probably was in there making some homemade biscuits, some smothered potato, and some salmon croquettes. Ooh,
No,
that's good.
more
Oh,
like probably cornbread and she had something with that knife. I don't know if it was Thanksgiving. It was something. She had that big knife.
oh.
Because I was like, all I know, she was probably cutting greens. I have no idea.
But
Chopping it
see,
up.
if it was the big knife, she knew what she was doing because
Yeah,
she didn't want to hurt you. Now
yeah.
that big knife is it. It could be used for a little
Like
switch or
she
something
just,
along it. Yeah.
but it grazed me a little bit.
No, you just move wrong.
Well, because she came at me with a knife.
You move wrong. That's what that was.
Oh, so you blame me for my child abuse?
That was not child abuse.
Mhm.
It got you straight.
Yeah, probably did because I no, okay, because I think I remember this because I had a pinwheel and my
Uh,
uncle was bald headed, and I kept going up to him and saying, "Abracadabra, grow some hair," and I would hit him upside the head with it. And I guess I did that one too many times. I'm
yeah.
telling you, I was a special child. I just did the most random things.
I'm
So
I'm I still would like to grow some cornrows, but I just have a problem though. Um,
the little patchy, or does
well,
it start back here?
it'll grow on the side,
Hmm.
but for some reason, right here, it just won't grow. So I had a George Jefferson look going on.
Listen, I saw an old school dude with some dreadlocks, and he had a crown. I was like, he had three little dreads just hanging on for dear life.
At that point, let him go.
I know. I was like, just shave it off, bruh. But he
Let him
was a
go.
Rasta for life.
Hey, let him go. You can't hold on to them too long. At some point, you have to say,
He wasn't ready.
his friends need to talk to him. Say, man,
Listen, he was
it's
all
not
at the
good.
barbershop, and he was just like, they fixed it up and kept it moving.
Oh Lord. But see,
Yeah. But
I
this is
would.
in the hood too, so
Oh, that
they just do anything.
was pimplicious. Um, but see, everybody cannot wear a bald head. You have to have
This
a
is true.
perfect. You have to have a perfect head for. See, I've been wearing a bald head since Shads went out. So I'm like, hey, I'm good. I'm
Right,
I'm I'm used to it.
right.
Uh, Nick Mitchell said three dress. Exactly. So n- so
My sister
I
said you don't need cornrows.
oh I didn't see that one. Uh, wait a minute. Hey, one of my idols used to wear cornrows. Um, uh, John Riley Price. He used to be down there picking them with cornrow.
Yeah,
Ever
but
since.
he's a different kind of person. Listen, he's
But
his
see,
own.
that's what made me want to have them, and I was like, hey, John Riley Price down there picking him with cornrows by himself. I'm like,
Yeah,
hey, I want cornrows.
he picked it outside of our apartments one time. I was like, who is this man in like sweats?
No, 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 no. They
No,
wasn't sweats.
he has some. They look like sweats and
Tights.
tights.
They
No, he
was tight.
had like the. No, he had tights, but he had shorts on top of them. Like he looked homeless because I didn't know who he was,
No,
and because I don't know if it was fall or something. But he had like shorts over these tights, like he
but
was about to work out. But then he just had a sign, and I don't know what he was picketing out front of that school. But
see, that's the type of leaders we need because I've been watching John Riley Price for many years, and in his younger days, he would get out there and pick it. He didn't care if
he
it was
got in the
people with
trenches.
him. He could be out there by himself, and he's like, "Hey, I'm standing for this." And I feel that's what a lot of these young people are starting to do, and they realize that hey, we need to make a difference. John Riley Price been um, great for the city of Dallas for I think it's 30 years, I believe, or 35 years or something like that. But we need people like that, and it's time for some new blood because he can't keep doing this we have to have replacements. And I wish, and I don't know for sure, um, but I know some of his close friends do listen to the show. I wish he would start, if he's not doing it, kind of groom a young person to take his place. Start getting them groomed for his replacement. Because John, he's a great fighter for the city of Dallas, and uh, Nick Mitchell. I say that in a minute, but John Riley Price, he's really um, a legend of the city of Dallas. Um, Matter of fact, not just the city of Dallas, just um, across this world. For the simple fact, when he gone through some stuff and he just was peaceful through it, when they investigated him and they found nothing.
Hmm.
So that's the type of man that he is. His campaign always been a man downtown, John Riley Price, and anybody who ran against him, they lost by a mudslide. So, Commissioner Price, I appreciate everything you have done for the city of Dallas, and continue to fight. And hopefully, some young person that is watching you gonna take your uh, come up behind you. Hopefully, they will come out, reach out to you, and have you to groom them for when you decide to give it up. So I appreciate it. But Nick Mitchell said, I saw an old school. Hold on. I saw an old school brother. I'm gonna add a little bit to it. Wearing shorts with the long socks on. Were they white with
They're
the
probably black.
probably
The
was
dress,
some
they
dress
were the dress,
shots.
yeah, the dress socks.
And did he have on penny loafers? Did he have the church shoes with him?
The white
Cause
church shoes.
be like, hey,
It's like somebody's uncle. Get your uncle. Cleophas. Get Cletus.
y'all go in there and get your uncle out of there. He going down to that corner store, trying to get him
Get
a
his
little,
Palmos.
trying to get a little something. No, but another story we talked about, which is really sad. Um, I feel like everybody have equal rights. Last month we celebrated Pride Month, but just um, in the last this year alone,
Hmm.
I think you said there was
Said about 18
18,
transgender. Hmm.
yeah, 18 transgenders killed this year alone, um, which is uh, which is really sad. That's that's from the point of we need to treat everybody the same way we we would like to be treated, because here it is, whatever a person preference may be, that's no reason to kill someone. And just in Texas alone, 18 transgender been killed in Texas this year. What's that number in Texas?
Well, I don't think it's Texas.
Okay,
It's just
just
all over.
world,
Just in general, because this most recent one was they had one in Dallas, and then the other
Little Rock,
one, Little Rock. Hmm.
right outside of Little Rock, a little small town outside. But eh, and they both was found in a car, shot dead, and that's been within the last week or so. Um, so definitely treat everybody the way you want to be treated, regardless of what your preference is for a relationship, sexual relationship, whatever it may be. That's still a human being. That's still a human being. Um, so definitely, if you see somebody doing stuff like that, say something. Say something, because it's not cool to do that. It don't make sense to me. Um, I wasn't raised to hate someone because they're different from me. I'm gonna treat you the same way you treat me. That's the way I see it. But you want to add anything to that story, or what's your opinion on
Uh,
it? Or,
well, I know we briefly talked about the Epstein situation. His
oh,
was it Ghislaine Maxwell? She was
yeah,
arrested on sexual abuse charges. And I even suspected because she's been there for a while. She was like a ride or die. And I figured she has some involvement in like the trafficking and like maybe recruiting these young girls for him.
yeah,
And I was like, yeah, like they did a little story on them on like Law and Order, and it was a similar tale. A
yeah.
high-powered man, and he had this professional woman who, you wouldn't even suspect her of, getting in the trenches and bringing girls over specifically for that.
And
And so
we're
they finally arrested her for that.
and we're actually gonna talk about that later because I sent you a link this morning, and I read the comments, and one of the comments, I'm like, okay, I need to verify this before I put it out there because I don't want to just say what I see and it may not be true. So a lot of majority of the stories, uh, people send me stories all the time. I verify it before I just come out here and say stuff because um, I don't want to put somebody out there that don't need to be out there, even though I feel like it might be true. But that's my personal opinion. But I at least want to verify it and make sure before I go out there. So I didn't get a chance to do it today because the issue I had, that itis, uh, it kind of stopped a lot of stuff. Um, so, but I'm gonna verify it. If it is verified that this information is true, I would definitely bring it up. Um, and we will have a show about this and we will make a change. But then again, we're gonna hear a lot of folks talking about fake news.
Of course.
Sometimes you just gotta have to follow the money.
Yeah.
But back to Nick. He said it was a black guy with some Jordans on. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Talking about y'all down bad. Hey, we're cool. It's a platform for everybody. Um, and he asked, "What about our black man still being lynched, like the two in Cali not too long ago?" I actually did a show on that. Um,
Yeah.
you could go back.
Yeah, because it was a bunch of dudes. It was like what, 7 that were hung?
Uh, it was two in California, two in
Because there's one in
two in
Texas.
Texas. Now
Oh, two in Texas. That's right.
one of them in Texas was a Hispanic guy,
Okay.
and it was maybe two in New York area.
Yeah.
So I did talk about that on the past show, and also not just them, but a couple of weeks ago, we talked with Lisa Johnson family out of Seattle. Well, she's about 50 miles from Seattle, Washington, but she was found dead in Seattle. Um, Basically, she left a bingo hall one night and she was discovered several days later after a missing person report was done. She was discovered at the bottom of a bridge. And when the police came out, they immediately said suicide. Well, that didn't add up right. Severed, I think it was maybe 5 or 6 days later, her family received a phone call saying, "Miss Johnson, your car is still in the parking garage. When are you going to come get it or we're going to tow it?" So the brother and sister went there, called the investigator. They came, got the car. Now, here's the problem. The family have, the car was found almost 4 miles from her body. Now, the family also revealed that she was a heavyset lady with bad knees. to go almost 4 miles, to walk almost 4 miles, to jump off of a bridge to kill yourself, that don't add up. The car had damage to it. They found the parking receipt for the parking when the car came into it. Unfortunately, the casino would not release the videotape of the parking or anything like that, and the parking garage did not have video. But this family still looking for closure. Matter of fact, I spoke to Mr. Johnson yesterday, um, and just let him know that, hey, I'm still with you, still sharing the video, because we need to get closure. We need to find out what happened to um, Lisa. And he did tell me. He said I received calls from some people, and the way that the system are to try to get this case back open, um, they don't have it. They only give you so many words you can put in an email on their website. So what he having to do is mail the letters to these departments to try to get this case back open. So he's still working on it. I'm still gonna talk about it because that's a very touching subject. The evidence just don't add up. And it's so much easier to say a person committed suicide just to close the case. Now, for many years, I've always heard Seattle had a high suicide rate because it rained there all the time.
Like
People
9 months out of the year.
exactly, but at the same time, that's what they're telling the world.
Hmm.
That may not be true. These may be murders that have not been investigated. They just saying, hey, it's a suicide. But if we're not there, if we don't know anything about it, it can cause a problem. Um, so the reality of it, we really don't know. We got a follower from what's that, Twitch? Yeah, from Twitch. Where is Smelly? Oh, go to hell. Um, welcome to the show. Share it with your friend. Tell them, hey, and your comment is welcome. But uh, I don't know who in the hell Smelly is, but okay. We get trolls, and he probably no telling where he's at. But hey, we'll accept all comments. I don't care. But other than that, Nick, I agree with you. We need to investigate it. All of the ones that they said they hung themselves, they need to be investigated. As we can see, just the last couple of days, the soldier out of Fort Hood, where they actually said she went missing and
Hmm.
all of this, and they tried at my eyes, they try to cover it up.
I think they're still trying to cover it up. Like all of a sudden now you got somebody who may have been involved. Like you didn't no. They just found a scapegoat and I don't know, but that's my 2 cents. I don't need them after me.
Well, it's also a female that they actually uh did arrest, that
For
she
being
did,
involved or in some way.
yeah, in some type of way, but at the same time, hopefully she tell all,
Right.
because I have a feeling. Now I don't know who these folks are. They said the name. I didn't get a chance to Google the name. I can't remember the name, but they said the guy name. And with society today, I think it been a total of three soldiers coming up missing out of Fort Hood.
And then this one, the most recent, she was like not too far from where the guy was found. So
exactly.
it's like, are they using that whole little area to just hide bodies?
And
Like
they
now I'm
all
curious.
and all of them was Hispanic.
Hmm.
So here it is once again. The way that our leader talk about building a wall and people listen to this, then they turn around, it cause it triggers something in somebody's mind that feel like he's right.
Right,
They shouldn't be here even though they was born here.
right. And they take, the
Or
law in their own hands.
exactly. And I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm curious to know who this person was, find out his background, because 9 times out of 10, um, he's probably a Trump supporter. I don't know. I don't know. But when you send out mixed vibes and tell people negative stuff and people start to believe it, that's a problem. And that's kind of like what I said before. I try to verify stuff before I put it out there because I want to know I'm putting correct information out there because you don't know who's listening and you don't know what it may trigger in somebody's mind. They may actually think, oh, this is jacked up. He's right. He's right. And I could be wrong. And I've done it before. When I go back and respond to all the comments, I would go back and if it was something I said wrong on the show, I will post it right there on the page. You're right. I made a mistake. And it's okay to make mistakes. It's how you correct it. You don't want to tell somebody wrong and then come back and tell them something wrong again. No, correct it, move on, and just be honest and truthful about it. But I'm kind of curious. I really want to know um, how this person was and his background because he could be one of those type that felt like they're three Hispanics and he probably felt like they had no rights to serve in this military, which he's wrong. He was wrong. Whatever reason he killed them for, that no. So he took the easy way out. Basically, that's that's not good.
Yeah.
Um, but other than that, um, so definitely keep your comments in. Osama or whoever he is from Twitch. I appreciate you for listening and continue to send your comments in. I probably won't tell them, but okay. um, so also we know the tradition of coming up on Saturday. Um, I sure enjoyed Juneteenth. I didn't do nothing, but I enjoyed it. um, and I won't be doing anything Saturday. Oh, I take that back. I will be doing something Saturday. I'm actually gonna um, go to some black TV stations, and I'm gonna watch them all day Saturday, um, which is one that a lot of independent movie makers are on. It's on the Fire Stick called the OWN channel, ON channel, which is really good. They have some good movies on. Uh, and it's I'm gonna support them this weekend. That's what I'm doing. I would recommend everybody if you own um, cable, Fire Stick, Hulu, or Netflix, watch all black movies this weekend. And I hope they play. Well, I'm gonna say minority movie because I hope they play Selena. I I love that movie.
Salinas.
Selena. I love Selena.
Salinas.
And Jennifer Lopez did the thing. And I'm like,
Yeah,
boy, I love that movie. That and La Bama.
yeah.
I love them both. But this weekend, that's what I'm doing. I'm watching. A lot of black movies, and if
Oh, and some Cooley High, you know.
oh Lord,
Yeah.
Cooley High. What's another good one? Uh, golly, Lean on Me. Um, what else? Golly, Lean on Me. There's so many of them out there. Definitely. If it comes on this weekend, I'm gonna definitely be watching them. That's what I'm doing for the uh, fourth of uh, part two of Juneteenth. I'm supporting black movies all weekend, and I ask you do the same. Now, I will say if I see Selena Alabama coming on, I'm gonna switch to them because those are two great shows I love. But um, but I always support uh, black movies and go out um and support black business, small business. Um, Nick Mitchell said Deacons of Defense. It's a good movie. I'm gonna have to pull that up and see if it's on Netflix. If it is, I'll watch that too. So I'm trying. If you have recommendation for a black movie to watch this weekend, send it to me. Put it on the page. I will
Any
make
Sidney
note of it.
Poitier movie.
I didn't hear you. You broke up at the end.
Any Sidney Poitier
Oh
movies.
yeah. Oh yeah. Um, what's that? Who's coming to dinner? Or
I like To Serve with Love. That's one of my favorites.
that? And another one, Malcolm X.
Yeah, I may need to watch that as an adult. I saw it as a kid, and I think it was just too much. It was
it
a lot
it's
for
a
a
lot.
12-year-old. I
Now
don't know how old I was, but I was young.
I know I seen this movie one time. I was a child. Um, it was a Dr. King movie. It was called Bar King, and I can never find that movie anywhere. I would love to see that movie. That's when uh, I want to say when he went off to college, he was coming home on the bus, and when he first started preaching.
Right.
So that was a good movie. I wish I could find that somewhere. And I'm like, man. So, but
Like, I would like, I don't know, like, I like a lot of the old black movies, like Sounder, or, like the old stuff, like before our time that kind of we watched as children with our families. Like those good movies, or what's the like anything with Cicely Tyson. What was that? She did
uh,
Harriet Tubman, and then she did something else. I forgot what it was, but it was like you just got together as a family and watched these movies, and they were like staples.
yeah.
Like every time they came on, you watched it as a family.
And also something else you could do this weekend for the young folks that are watching, or even the parents. You're in a certain neighborhood, gather your kids up and let them do a Black Lives Matter parade in the
To do that,
neighborhood.
so
Yeah.
cute.
So definitely we can all do something, but I won't be celebrating the 4th of July because I just feel like I never really celebrated it anyway.
Yeah, like I would go and see fireworks. I think last year I just went to my friend's house and we just ate hot dogs and splashed around in the pool, and that was it. Like there were no 4th of July decorations. We were just gathered together.
Oh yeah, that's a good one right there. Uh,
Oh,
is that gonna get the sucker? Oh yeah, anything with
the Wyants or the Wayans.
exactly. Uh, and some old Richard Pryor movies.
Yeah,
Boy, that
car wash and what? No, what he did?
talking about that car wash,
No,
man.
he did
He
some
was in,
Saturday
he
Night
was in there.
Special or something.
Saturday Night Live. No, it wasn't Saturday Night Live.
It was something, but it was hilarious.
He had Richard Pryor was way
And
before
anything
his
with him
time.
and Gene Wilder, because I still like Blazing Saddles. I'm sure like they probably don't play it at all because it is so inappropriate on for all the right reasons, but it is hilarious.
So, Cooley, we say it Cooley High, right?
Yeah, Cooley High.
Okay, Cooley High.
Um,
Um,
what is it? Cornbread, Me and Earl with Lawrence Fishburne
mm,
when he was a
and
young tenderoni.
exactly, and even um, I have to be in the right mindset for this one. What's that movie? It was based on a true story. Out of Florida. What was the name of that movie? Golly.
Oh
Um,
wait, with the big
what?
dude.
Yeah, they burnt down the
Yeah,
town and
that is
uh,
Rosewood.
Rosewood.
Yeah.
You have to be in the right mind for that. And also, what was that with Samuel Jackson where they attacked his daughter? Uh,
Time to Kill with
a Time
Matthew
to Kill.
McConaughey.
Yes.
Mhm.
Um,
Because that took place in Louisiana. Yeah.
yeah, that was that was
Yeah, but again, like those movies is like
eh,
you gonna hate all people after you watch them.
yeah.
Like what was that
Now
one with the Mississippi Burning? Like all those movies, like they just
it bring back some memories of what our ancestors gone through, and it can trigger some things. So you may not want to watch that yet.
yeah, yeah. You want to be in a good mood? Don't watch that.
Yeah. Now, I know I talked about Selena and Obama, but the movies that I loved the most was made by Tyler Perry, Daddy Little Girls. That I don't care what I'm doing. If I see that on, I'm stopping. I'm watching that movie. I love that movie. So, Daddy Little Girls. That's a good movie to watch. And oh, Nick, he on it. He googling stuff.
Oh,
Richard
Miss Jane
Pryor,
Pittman is the movie I was thinking of. The
Steve Harvey,
autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman.
Miss Jane Pittman.
Yeah.
Uh, Nick Mitchell said Richard Pryor see no evil, hear no evil. Is that
That is
one?
with Gene Wilder. I'm telling you, anything with him and Gene Wilder is hilarious.
Is
They've
that the
done
one?
like 3 or 4 movies together.
That's the one they was going in jail talking about. Yeah, I'm bad. I'm bad. Is
No,
that
I
that
think
one
that
or?
one is where one of them was blind and one
Oh
was
no,
deaf.
was it Scared Crazy?
Stir crazy. I
Stir
think
Crazy.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like anything with him and Gene Wilder was hilarious, and them together, they were just magic.
yeah.
Like, you can't go wrong with any of their movies. And like I said, Blazing Saddles, it's like taboo now. You probably can't find like you need to watch the unedited version. It's hilarious. And it probably shouldn't be, but it's hilarious. It works.
Well, I'm definitely gonna check out black movies this weekend. Um, now, I'm gonna take something back. I did say um, not to watch Mississippi Burning, Rosewood, all of that.
I mean, they're great movies, but you're gonna feel some kind of way.
What I would say wait until Sunday to watch it because on Monday we're gonna have a council on the show. Miss Kincaid will be back Monday, 8 p.m. So she'll be able to talk us down. So
Or
um,
just watch The Help.
don't be making no
No
chocolate
chocolate
pies.
pie.
Lawanda, welcome to the show. Lawanda Williams. She
And it's
said,
my
Jack
coworker.
Flash.
Yeah, that's
What's
a
going
brilliant
on, Lawanda? Welcome
I
to the
love
show. Um, definitely share with your friends. Share with your friends. Let them know we're on Monday nights and Thursday night, 8 p.m. Now, it may be some other days I may just pop on. Depends on what's going on in the world, or if I need to vent a little bit, because this help me vent. Sometimes I need to get stuff off my chest. So, Um, so definitely share with your friends. Like the page. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch, and you can chat live with us. Um,
Lawanda
so
says hello.
exactly. So definitely follow the channel, click the notifications on, and this platform was built to give everybody a platform to talk about whatever is on your mind. We don't judge you. Now we do have a couple of trolls that'll come on and try us a little bit, but we got love for you too. So, but you get too crazy, I'ma just look over you. But other than that, that's what this platform was built for. Monday night, Miss Kincaid will be here. We will have a licensed counselor on the show that will help us during this time because there's a lot of depression going on, a lot of stress going on, dealing with the pandemic, with the numbers keep going up, um, and people out of work, unable to work, people struggling, wondering how they're going to get the next meal and all of that. So we definitely um, need some counseling. And um, I don't know. I've been kind of thinking about this. Get your opinion on it. Kind of thinking about if you want to be on the show Monday, someone who been stressed out that want to be on with Miss Kincaid and I, send me an email. Who you with Kurt Dog at mail.com, and we can make it arrange where now you got to realize agreeing to being on the show, it will, whatever you discuss, everybody will hear it nationwide. So um but other than that, if you want to come on, tell what you've been going through, or if you don't want no one to know, send me an email. Send me an email of some stuff that you would like to know from her, and I will go ahead and let her know, for she can answer your questions on the show. So you can send me an email, who you with, kurtdog at mail.com. Um, you're right, Nick. I seen that, but I feel like they should have it at every game. Um, Nick Mitchell said, the NFL will be singing the Black National Anthem at every game.
But I thought it was just for like a week.
I think it's one game, the first game of the week. But
Okay.
but for me, because now we're finna start another show. For me, if you're gonna sing the national anthem, just like you do at every game, you should sing the Black national anthem at every game, not just the first game of the week. And most people would say the first game of the week is on Thursday night because that's normally the first game of the week. Um, so definitely, um, I think they should sing it at every game, not just the NFL. Any sporting event that have the national anthem sung, they should do it. I would love to see NASCAR to do it. And they stock might go down real quick, but hey,
They could probably get some new stock. You never know.
exactly. Because if I see them doing enough right things, yes, I will invest. I will give me a couple of dollars in some stock. And during this time, despite what they're saying on the news about the brothers hanging themselves, or Lisa Johnson killing herself off the bridge, we're not gonna we're not gonna believe that. But if someone else struggling, if you are struggling with uh, thoughts of suicide, you can always call the suicide hotline, 1-800-273-8255. 1-800 273-8255. And Miss Kincaid, if you haven't seen her on the show before, um, you will enjoy her because she's kind of like me, but she do it a professional way. Uh, she's raw, but she's gonna tell you the truth about everything. But she's gonna do it in a way, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, I never thought about it like that." Um, so definitely tune in Monday 8 p.m. I have to be mindful for the time because normally by that time they're just getting finished with the last session and trying to get started for the next day. So she will be on the show for 1 hour. Um, Hopefully, we could get everything answered within that hour, and let's talk about it. Um, LaWanda Williams said, um, "I believe that when I see it, don't try to pacify us." You're right, because they can say anything right now to try to get the players back on the field.
Mhm.
But if you really want to make it right, you need to do it every game. Every game. You do the national anthem every game, you should do the black national anthem every game because y'all realize now without the black players, you won't be able to play no way. And that's with majority of the sports.
Exactly.
Um,
At least basketball, football, and
exactly. Basketball, football, that'll be hush hush. Nick Mitchell said, "Yeah, you're right. At every game, at week one game, and they need to do it at every game." Now,
yeah, because they do a couple of songs at the Cowboys game. Like before the national anthem, they do another song, and so like the state song, and I'm like, why not?
yeah.
Why not incorporate that?
And speaking of the Cowboys, I'm still waiting. I guess I
Yeah.
just need to let that go. I guess that's the Gemini in me waiting for uh, Jerry to come out and apologize and give a statement. But
Best of luck with that situation.
yeah, that's one of those things I guess I just need to let go of. But hey, um, wishful thinking. And that would be the right thing to do. So, but I don't know. But definitely, hey, join us every Monday and Thursday night, 8 p.m. I, I I agree with you, Nick. He said Jerry Jones need to get up and speak. He do. And Lawanda said no black athletes, no sports. They need to recognize this. And some of our players need to recognize it. I understand if you don't play, you don't get paid. I understand that. But right now, we're in a movement. If all of you are on one accord, y'all will control it. And not only that, get it to where we can own teams. Yeah, I know some players have part ownership in the team. Let's some of these billionaires and millionaires get their money together to buy the team. I believe several years back, I think Beyonce and Jay-Z was talking about buying Houston um, their football team, and they won't allow them to do it. So this is the time to do those type of things because the we have the upper hand right now, and if they don't allow you to do it now, they telling you exactly how they feel about us. So I would definitely look into it. If you had the money to start your own NFL team, go to them, say, "Hey, let me put my own team in." Go with it. LaWanda Williams said he would not. I know he won't. I know.
Mhm.
I'm just talking because I know better. I know better. But eventually, I can hear one of the great, besides Chris Arnold, one of the other great sports announcer, Dale Hansen. How a couple of years ago, Jerry got pissed off and walked off the stage because he asked him a legit question. I could just imagine when they'll get Jerry 101 on the interview and ask them, "What are you gonna say to the um, African American about how you stand about the way that the league is doing? What are you gonna do? How do you feel about it?" So I'm gonna wait until then, and I'm gonna have some popcorn whenever that interview happen. I'm gonna have some popcorn because I know it's gonna be good. So also Nick Mitchell said, without the black players, no Dallas Cowboy. You are so true. No Cowboys because they would not do it. Nick, I wouldn't say all black NFL team. Uh, they wouldn't like it, but they need to have some black owners, majority owners in it. So I would think getting majority owners would make a difference. That's kind of like was it I think it was LeBron or it might have been Jay Z. Somebody was a sports agent at one point, and
If you remember.
they changed the rules saying in order to be a sports agent, I think it was I can't remember who it was, but in order for them to be a sports agent, they had to have all uh, the different type of degrees and all of that in order to be a sports agent. Um, because they was getting the guys that they had on for them, they was getting very good contracts for them coming into the league. And I'm like, hey, so now they want to change the game. That's what we're tired of. Make it even for everybody across the board. And say, hey, if they know the business, let them do the business. Don't try to change it in the middle of it in the fourth quarter. But that's my opinion. I don't know. Tell me how you feel. And Nick, I see that you know a lot about the sports. If you know who that was, that I think it might have been I kind of want to say it was LeBron. I think uh, one of his childhood friends, because one thing about LeBron, the guys he grew up with, they all are doing some type of business with him. So he reached back and grabbed his friends and brought them up with him. So it was definitely I want to say it was LeBron and it was one of his friends and they changed the rule on him. So, and I know LeBron, what they're gonna do is say, okay, you changed the rule, we'll make sure you get those degrees and all of that. Um, Nick said the West Coast offense came from an all black high school in Louisiana named St. Augustine. Hey, a lot of this stuff that is going on in the world, a lot of these uh plays, these uh and also a lot of business ideas, some of these inventions came from black folks. Uh, so you a lot of things that we do um
We just don't own the rights. Like we'll create it, but someone else will take ownership of it. And we need to change that. We need to have more businesses and create more things so that we can kind of have an empire.
exactly.
Like what is it, LeBron James? They're raising money to do a new media company to amplify black voices. Like we need more things like this because like even Hollywood, the Jewish people run Hollywood.
Exactly.
Like we have nothing. We don't have anything to show for it. Like we have all these great movies and all these singers, but we don't really have like the big reach and companies owned by black people to compete with our competitors. Like we have nothing, and we need to start making some money moves.
Yeah. Nick Mitchell said, rebuild Black Wall Street again. Yes, that's what we need to do. And that's why I support small black business. Um, I definitely support them. And I I really try to support minority owned business. Even before this time, even before this time, I've always supported small minority owned business because I've been a business owner, still one. So I definitely try to support them and try to help them grow any way I can. And people would tell you I I reach out to them if I say I'm gonna do something. I definitely do it. Except for last week, I need to do it. I haven't forgotten, brother Chris. I haven't forgot about you. Been busy, but I'm gonna reach out to you tomorrow. I'm gonna send you my phone number. We'll talk on the phone tomorrow. I'll send it to you tonight, and we'll talk tomorrow. So, um, I forgot about it. I try to keep my word. If I say I'm gonna do something, I try to do it. But I'm gonna talk to this brother tomorrow and kind of look at some stuff. And but we as um, black people, we definitely need to try to support our own. Um, and that's the only way we're gonna be able to make it. Um, Not only supporting our own, but have different source of income coming in where you're not depending on just one income. Yeah, you may be working for somebody, but start you a side gig. Start you something on the side and start to work, bringing that other income up. And if you can, save that money. You have one source to pay for everything, and you have another source that you putting back for times like this, and for when you get ready to retire, for your kids can have something. So definitely, I agree with you. We definitely need to rebuild Black Wall Street. Um, Speaking of Black Wall Street, um, before the pandemic hit, our church actually would have a Black Wall Street at our church where particular Sundays they will have different vendors come up and sell their product. Whatever the product was, they able to come to the church and sell it. So that that was a good thing. That's trying to rebuild Black Wall Street. So, and I appreciate Pastor Haynes for doing that, um, because he does a lot for the community, and um, it's like, hey, I love Friendship West, so I enjoy it there, and but hey, like I said, this platform is basically for you, the people, whatever you want to talk about. Like Nick started talking about the sports. Hey, we'll hit on that too. Um, we'll talk about whatever. Um, long as it's respectful. I can't say whatever because we might have somebody from a different country come on want to talk about something else, and because unfortunately I go back and read the comments on YouTube, and I may have certain sites on YouTube talking about click on here. Nope, nah, nah. So it's not that type of party because we are a family show. We have a good time, we laugh, joke, and we talk about serious stuff that people need to know about. And other than that, you have anything else going on, Miss Brisky?
No, not at all. That's pretty much it for today.
All right. Well, hey, catch me Monday night. Um, Like I said, Miss Kincaid will be on the show, a licensed counselor. And if it's any other counselor listening to the show, if you would like to be on the show one night, let me know because we can always use counseling during this time. So reach out to me, who you with, kurtdog@mail.com. Send me an email with your information and must be a real licensed counselor. Uh, I say that because I had someone close to me tell me, "Oh, I do it." Mm-mm. Nah, we trying to help the people, not hurt them. But definitely, if you are a licensed counselor, want to be on the show, definitely reach out to me. We can schedule a day that you could be on there. And uh, see, Nick trying to start some problems. He trying to start a new show.
Tell
He
Nick we got
said
bedtimes.
he said last I want to talk about Trump making that oh oh see Nick, you okay, we can talk about it. Yeah. Ooh, I almost said it. Yeah, he did make a comment talking about we need to learn the history and um he said say that for Monday night. I'ma hit on it. I'ma hit on it just briefly. Let me see how I can say this in a nice way. Sometimes you just gotta um take it like it is because one thing I can say is a new time. If he's not paying attention what's going on at in the front of his house when he ran down to the balcony, if he ain't paying attention to that, he may not want to make comments like that because it's not the same type of people that it was um, back in the 50s and 60s and even before then. Um, back in the 300, 400 years ago. It ain't that type of party. So, um, so he don't want to mention stuff like that. Matter of fact, let's talk about that for a minute. And I'm gonna be mindful of
Well,
your
here's the
time
funny
too.
thing. Well,
You
no, here's the funny thing because Paul Moody, like they showed this clip of him talking about um, how kids today would respond to those racial injustices now. Like with if they were told, you gotta have to be on the back of the bus or you can't ride on this bus, that bus will be on fire. Like there'll be no more bus. And so it's like he's trying to like he's just Looney Tunes. Like nobody's gonna stand for this. Like you can't take it back to the 1950s.
exactly the one that said these young people are not our ancestors. No, they not because we all would be walking if it came down to
Listen, who are you telling? That whole station will be done.
so my thing is with Trump, and then since see Nick can open up a can of worms. Um, how Trump retweeted about the people on the golf cart talking about white power and
White
stuff like that.
power.
See stuff like that.
And then he's like, "Oh, I didn't hear what they were saying."
Bush. Ooh,
Ooh, I'm gonna tell it.
I cut it off. I cut it off because I was about to go
or
there.
as
Uh,
or as my friend Lawanda would say, that's bull caca.
Yeah, I cut it off because he knew exactly what they were saying. He thought it was great. And then a couple of days later, he made the dumbass
Very
comment
supportive.
talking about they must remember their history. So he knew exactly what they was talking about. So,
Exactly, dude.
oh, Nick, in case you haven't noticed, that's a subject that really runs me hot. Is that Trump? Because yeah, I I I I will talk about him. We did talk about him a little bit, but I had to keep taking deeper. I had a moosh.
Yeah. Woosah.
So, yeah. sometimes, and my counselor told me, said sometimes you have to disconnect from the news and from the social media, because it can cause your blood pressure to go up. It can cause you to be upset. Ooh, I dig. um,
Mhm.
but yeah, that's um, that's him. He don't care about nobody but himself. And I hope this information that I seen today, if I get it verified, we're gonna do. Um, it's gonna be like breaking news. We coming on, and that show gonna be about him. If this is correct with the information I received, I wish I could have verified it today, but had to go vote. Had to go vote. But Nick also said, he said, or else we're gonna go back. No, we're not
We
going
ain't
back.
going back to that.
Yeah,
This whole country be burnt to the
time,
ground.
time to let this subject go. I feel you. Um, no, we're definitely not gonna go back to the way it used to be. That's why one of the biggest difference is in the way that we can protest and let our voice be heard the most is by voting. Get out and vote. Register to vote and vote. I say it on pretty much on every show. If you are a felon, go to voter.org, vote.org. And if you have paid your dues, done your time, you can check on vote.org and find out if you can uh, get your rights back to vote again. It will let you know immediately. So come right now here in Texas, and I assume you're in Texas also, um, but right now we're doing early voting, so it's the runoff, but take advantage of it. These are more important than any other election. The local elections are important because
Exactly.
this is where our laws are made at.
Hmm.
Because
Decision makers.
exactly, so we need to vote now in every local election as well as the president election. We need to vote, and if they are not for you and what you're looking for, if they're in office now, vote them out. Vote them out. That's like with Greg Abbott. He don't want to. He refused to let people do mail-in um ballots for the simple fact they say the high risk are 65 or older and people with medical condition, but you refuse to let them do mail-in ballots.
Right.
So that don't make sense to me. But at the same time, I say it all the time. I don't care if I got to go out there in a hazmat suit and cowboy boots. I'm gonna be there to vote. I'm gonna take.
Exactly.
I may even wear a pamper that day. Because it may be some long lines. How to get ahead of those lines is vote early. Go
Exactly.
vote early and let your voice be heard. Today, when we got there, um, it took us maybe less than 5 minutes check in, get our paperwork, and get our ballot. Probably a minute because it's a runoff race and there's only three. Well, for my county, it's only three selections on there. So, and I knew who I was going for before I went up in
Exactly.
there. So, come on, Ross West. Uh, I'm just saying, um, but you vote for whoever you feel that is best for you and your household. But the most important part is getting out and voting. That's the most important part. Register to vote, get out and vote. It's too late to register for November, but you could get registered for the one after that. And even um even say Lawanda, Put you in
Hmm.
time. I'm gonna put you in timeout with Mitch. Uh,
I don't know why
she
she up so late. She knows she got to go to work, uh, even though she working from home. But
question: did you guys hear Dan Patrick on the coronavirus? First of all, normally when I see, and I haven't watched the news tonight, I just seen the numbers at 5 o'clock. Um, the 708 that we did in Dallas County today, and they're expecting 1,000 plus tomorrow. But it's certain people, Dan Patrick, who the other criminal? I mean, uh, Governor Abbott, and the other one, I forgot his name, but the Three Stooges. So it's hard for me to listen to them because I look at them and I'm like, ever since they did that, ever since they did that a couple of months ago with that salon owner, um, I lost all respect. I didn't like them in the first place, but because they don't, they not for me. Uh,
right. But also with that, a lot of the bars that were supposed to shut down, they're not because they're fighting back using her defense.
well,
Unconstitutional, and they have to. It's a whole thing, and I was like, see, this is what happens when you got that one rogue person who kind of finagles the law, and now we're just like getting
well,
the coronas.
risky. What you got to realize is, if you listen to Greg Abbott, that's why I say he's like Trump. He said maybe what
Mhm.
the bars should do is do a peaceful protest and stay open. I'm like, see, once again, he made an executive order last time. He turned around to change this executive order for Karen to get out of jail, and talking about this order would not include jail time,
Right.
because the thing is, you want to please your people, the ones that you following, and I was, well, I wasn't shocked,
Right.
but even though Sharon came out of her hiding and came to Texas to take a video picture in the salon, and I'm like, okay, y'all doing all of
Mhm.
this, but before we heard about Karen, nobody said nothing about the two Hispanic women in Laredo.
Right. Exactly. We still ain't heard about them.
Well, you
So,
won't hear about them now.
right. Right. Right.
You won't hear about them now because they uh supposedly she paid him a little bit of money. So it's like, hey, I'm gonna give you this, but don't say nothing. So um so I'm like, hey, um, you won't hear about it now, because as soon as it came out, and I was in contact with one of the young ladies. I We was texting back and forth. But as soon as she heard about their money, oh, you had a wrong
Mhm.
number.
Mhm.
I'm like, wait a minute.
We just talked. We chatting.
Oh, now I had the wrong number. Okay. So some people can be bought, but I'm not one of them.
I mean, I like to see if I can be bought.
They say everybody had a number, but if it's, I'm
Like
not.
within reason.
Yeah, but
Like I'll be in Barbados and I have my tell-all book. Psych, you can't get me now.
be like, you fell for the okie doke.
Yeah, I got all this money. Swiss bank account.
um, so Nick said, Dan Patrick won't be saying that when he get the corona. A lot of them won't. That's kind of like
Mhm.
hold on. That's kind of like your homeboy. He was convinced that him and Pence were never gonna wear a mask. He said we're not gonna do it. Every time I see Pence now, he got a mask on until you get up to the mic, and then uh Trump said today he looked good in a. He actually think he looked good in a mask. That's like looking at a raccoon in a mask.
Yeah.
But but Lawanda, real quickly, just kind of tell us what he said. I just want to know. I didn't hear it, but just give us a couple of words of what he said, because I I I don't know. For some reason, my TV it just automatic changed the channel when I see the Three Stooges on it. And if you want to include the other two, they cousins, it definitely changed it. Cut itself off.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
But other than that, hey, like I said, Monday night, Miss Kincaid, she will be live on the show. And we texted the other day. She was like, I would love to come back on. And I told her we're gonna be mindful because you're doing something special for me, because ever since they've been on the show, they've been extremely busy, and sometimes they working 7 days a week, and they start early, and I think they see their last client at 6:30. So you're talking about an all day event. Um, okay.
I was trying to scan for what he said, but it's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Uh, I think they changed their words more than they changed their draws, but I don't know. Said he doesn't know what he is.
Yeah, he's saying Dr. Fauci is
You should.
pretty much a kook, and then he's like, I guess Dr. Fauci was like, we skipped some steps in Texas, um, and he's saying no, we didn't.
I'm
It's like a whole bunch of stuff that's going on. But he's defending the state's response, and stating that we're doing better than New York.
I'm
And let's see, where's that quote for
the one that said fake
Fauci?
news. Well,
Pretty much.
I'm the one that should have been one of those questions saying no. I'm not gonna tell you. Find out for yourself
Yeah.
because I just don't. It's hard for me to pay attention to them
Yeah.
because I'm like that. You're in a position, but you're only in a position to uh, to support certain type of people. When you are a elected official, you should be supporting everybody equally. And I see now that neither one of you do that. So what's gonna happen? We basically gonna have to uh, make a difference and vote them out. I say it all the time. What the hell?
Just his response to Dr. Fauci.
Talking about, talking about the only thing I'm skipping over is listening to him. He has been wrong every time on every issue. I don't need his advice anymore. And you wonder why our numbers went up so high? You know what? I'm sure we probably. I would love. I would open the door and let him come on here, and I will put a show together. I have a couple of people in mind. I would invite them on the show. They could come on and let them have some of our leaders come on with them, and let it just be a damn right battle royal. Because uh, I'm like, no, you need to. y'all need an answer for everything you're doing now. Everything that is happening now. If you would have followed his advice earlier,
Exactly.
y'all could celebrate your holiday. But you didn't want
We
to
didn't
do it.
act right.
Now we did right, but they didn't. They were so much more worried about um
The dollars.
exactly worrying about making money over lives. And then on top of that, when you talk about um I forgot which one of the Stooges said. I think was it Dan Patrick said that the older people would die make money or something like that. So I don't know. Yes, he did try to warn them. He definitely did. But once again, you had the wrong people in place. They just don't. They don't care about nobody but theyself. That's all they care about. That's it. Just
Yeah, he did say that, saying seniors may be willing to die
exactly.
for the Dow.
So if I paid attention, put it like this, and I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's the one that almost went to prison, um, up in Collin County, ripping folks off or something. I, I don't know for sure, but I think he almost went to prison and all of that. I lost respect for him then. Uh, so I knew I wasn't. I wasn't a fan of neither one of them. But once again, hey, get out and vote. Vote. Here in Texas, we have early voting going on. Let your voice be heard. Just like they want to sing the black national anthem, lift every voice. Well, lift your tail up at the seat. Go vote. Go vote. Vote for who. I don't care who you vote for. Vote for whoever you feel that is comfortable. That you feel like that's gonna benefit you and your household. Vote for them. But as for me and my household, I know who we voted for. So congratulations, Senator Russ Wilson. Um, that's all I'm gonna say because I feel like you're gonna take it, but that's my opinion. But hey, I hate to say it, but we're gonna start winding it down. We appreciate you, Lawanda. Appreciate you, Nick. Everybody who's listening to the show, that made comments on the show, we really appreciate it. Follow the page, speak on it. Who you with, Kurt Dog, on Facebook, YouTube, um, Twitch, Periscope, um, and follow the show. Like us, share it. Tell a friend about us because we have some great shows coming up. And when I first started putting the show together last year, I have several subjects I want to talk about. But because of what's going on today with the pandemic, um, our leaders, our so-called leaders, uh, pray for them too. Pray for them because the thing is, they're in a position, but they don't respect that position. They got in there for all the wrong reason. And that's why we as a people need to vote and get them out. Um, that's with any election, but the change will come with your local election. That's where the change is going to come. Um, as for who I'm voting for, the biggest one in this one is Senator Ross West. His record is proven, been proven for years. That's why I support him. So we definitely need to get out and vote and get ready for November. And we're gonna clean that swamp out real good. We're gonna get them all out of there. But check us out Monday night, um, 8 p.m. Um, Miss Kincaid will be on the show, and LaWanda and Nick definitely come back. Come back. I love this interaction with the comments. Um, oh, LaWanda did say, "Thank you kindly. I will be back." Hey, I appreciate it. Definitely come back. Tell a friend about us, and if you have a subject you would like to talk about, send me an email. Who you with, Kurt Dog at mail.com. Who you with, Kurt Dog at mail.com. And about Monday, if it's something you want to ask the counselor, but you want to ask in private, send me an email. Send me an email, who you with mail.com, and I will make sure she know these questions ahead of time for we can answer them, because I understand in the black community we don't like to go talk to counselors because we feel like they're gonna know our business. But I could send it to her where she know exactly what the question is, and she can have an answer for you. And if you're new to the show, go to YouTube, check the past shows from the time we began up until today, and we made a lot of changes. At the beginning, it was rough, but now we're getting it down pretty packed. Nick said I shall return. I hope you do. Hope you do. I didn't do it tonight, but I normally put a link up that if you want to chime in and come on the show and be a part of it for that day, I normally do that. So if for some reason you want to come on, send me an email. I'll make sure I send you a link, and we'll have you sitting on the show with us. So um, other than that, Miss Risky, where can they find you at?
Mainly on Instagram, RSKEE. I have a website too, rskeebooks.com, with all my books that I have. It's only three, but it's mine. Facebook, Twitter, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. Now, oh, it's too far for me to reach, but I did read one of her books. I do need to get the other two. Um, her book that I read, between the serpent behind
Beneath the
beneath the
surface.
surface. Had to look at it again. Beneath the surface, it's dealing with stuff that the black community don't want to talk about. So it's real. It's real. It's raw, and hopefully it would open up conversation about these issues. Talk about abuse a lot, from a child all the way up to an adult. And that's one thing that the counselor have all said, that even today, um, some of our action today comes from when we was a child. If you was raised in a household where a lot of arguing was going on, abuse was going on, you're still protecting those emotions, and your response and your action today stand from when you was a child. So that book deal with child abuse all the way up until adult abuse. So definitely support the sister. Um, like I said, it's an interesting read, and it may be kind of hard for you.
Yeah, you may need counseling on Monday to get through it. But like the subject matters, it's real. These are stories that my peers have shared with me, um, and I just put all our experiences in this one character. So it's a lot.
It's a lot. And another thing, we met, and she actually inspired me to write. And I'm looking for an agent. So if it's any agents listening, um, I want to be able to work with a agent. I could self-publish, but I prefer to work with an agent. I'm working on my second book. The first one should be out next year, and that's what this platform is for. So definitely, if you are a author, also, if you have some work out there that you want to come on the show and talk about, send me an email. Send me an email. We would definitely get you on the show. Um, we will talk about it. Now, if you doing a fans only, it ain't that type of show. So, but other than that, hey, join us. She committed to Thursday nights. She will be here Thursday. I will do a show on Monday, and I may jump on uh, some other days of the week. So definitely uh, click the notification for you can know when I come on and support us. We're just trying to have some fun, bring some knowledge to some people, and at the same time trying to help somebody. So until then, we appreciate you for listening tonight. And I'm kind of thinking about doing a show tomorrow. I don't know for sure yet. I have to see. But other than that, I know I will be on Monday night, 8 p.m. Central Time with um, Miss Kincaid. Go back and she been on the show twice already. Go back, go to YouTube, listening to the video. She's a great counselor. Miss Dion Simmons is a great counselor. She was here. Was it Monday night or the Monday before last? Um, Monday before last. So she's a great counselor. So I appreciate them for volunteering their time to come on. But other than that, oh, I have to be mindful. Somebody got a busy weekend. So so until then, I appreciate you for listening. Thank you to all the viewers and the ones that chatted with us. Thank you, Miss Risky, as always. And if you want to come on other days besides Thursday, you're more than welcome. So now we communicate pretty much every day. So um, so definitely you're more than welcome to come on more than just Thursday. Um, Other than that, we appreciate everybody. We love you. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Be safe out there. Until then, love you. Talk to you soon. Peace.